What's up? This is Jeff. So, I've had this Thermaltake P90 now for probably about a year, give or take. And I just changed out the motherboard for an X570, the MPG from MSI, and I put in a Ryzen 9, you know, the 3900X. And I said to myself, I want to wall mount this bad boy because it needs to be like it needs to be seen. It's a staple. It is a gaming godly perfection, really, if I do say so myself. So I scoured the internet. I thought it was kind of cool when I bought the P90 from Thermaltake that it could be laid down and it's got like little stubby feet, so it can be like a triangle. Thought that it'd be really cool to stand it up, except for the fact that like I got like one of those IKEA, like I think it's like 29 inches deep or something. Like this desk is ridiculous. If I could tape measure. Yeah, the desk is 29 inches deep from the wall out to you where you sit, and this thing takes up, I think it's like 56 inches wide. It takes up like a good portion of the freaking desk. So as you can see, my workplace is kind of trash right now. So I said to myself, you know, I can't find how to wall mount this thing anywhere. And I have a buddy who's got a P5, which is the box. It's like a square, and it's got 4 standoffs in the tempered glass that sits off of it. And I saw he wall mounted it, and I said, what did you use? And he said, well, I just used a regular TV mount. Like, I found a pretty decent one online, and I'll link this in the description, because this thing is badass. Like I'm super impressed with this. Is that going to be backwards in this video? Can I turn this shit around? No, of course not. So it's an MD 2380 mounting dream. I got it on Amazon, and it's legit. It's got Velcro straps for your cabling. It's got its own braided HDMI sitting over here, right there. Braided HDMI cable that came with it. It's got 2 levels. It's got a little bubble level for right there, so you can figure out exactly where this thing's at. Not this one. This is my earth magnet one. Like the little bubble level, so you can get leveled up on where you're at, and then it extends out just like a normal TV. Jesus, like a normal TV mount would. And then so I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? If I put this as is, so this is the top, obviously. It's got your Thermaltake buttons and your control and whatever. If I put it this way, then the door is behind me. So that means that this is gonna flip and face this way. So that means all my faceplate with all my connections are all gonna be facing the door. So I'm gonna wing it, and I'll let you guys know. So I flipped these brackets. They're supposed to be right side up. There's these little hooks here. So that way when I flip this upside down, these hooks are facing down, and they're supposed to grip onto this portion here. So there's a little lip right there, and they hang on to it, and then it slides down, and then a screw goes up and it hits the bottom, and that's what pins this to that plate. So I opted also to keep the back which is right here, the back plate off, because if I want to access my drives or I want to drop in another one, I don't want to have to unmount this beast because it's freaking heavy. So I want to be able to do it exactly the way it is right now. We're going to flip this upside down. We're going to hang it. We're going to mount it right now and pray to God it doesn't fall on video and I just start sobbing. Because I know how many people would like to see that. Me sobbing, probably a lot of people might cry also, because this has been, I've had this for a hot minute, so it's been kind of one of those, it's been one of those things that it's been coming. So I'm gonna try and lower a monitor and balance. No, that's too low. Balance my phone because I am not an expert or a professional. I do stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemy's United States close combat. Sorry, it's terrible. Almost. No. Almost. No. How do I do this? What am I even doing? Come on. You know what? I can turn these. I can push this one back. I'm like trying to balance these off of my monitor right now, and it's kind of difficult. Because I got, I could push one monitor high and one monitor low, and then I kind of got this, angle thing going on, but it's not going on, obviously, because, Jesus, Mary and Struggle Bus. So I can pull this out. So, another thing to note is they give you this template that it's like the back, boop. So then you can level your sheet, you can figure out where your holes are. So this is set to be almost 16 on center. If I had to let Mounting Dreams know anything, I would say to extend this whole entire this whole build by a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch on either side. Make it a 1/4 inch bigger. And the only reason is because the wall studs that I've got are absolute trash. None of them are 16 on center. So this is here's your center line, 8 inches and 8 inches. This is 16 on center. You're like, cool. And you go like this. Then you go to look for your studs, and there aren't any to be found. Or you find one, and you go over, and this side here is 16 on center, and this side here is 16 and a 1/4, give or take. So if you notice, these sides here are flush. Oh man, I had to screw this thing again. Whatever. So these are centered because these are the ones that I started. But these, you notice how these, you might not notice, they kind of go like here's straight like this. They go boop. They go a little bit that way. And the reason for that is because that way they hit a stud. Because they were this is going to be load bearing. And this father gentleman is freaking heavy as balls. So, yeah, I know balls are, I'm not even going to get into how heavy or, yeah, whatever. Anyways, different discussion. This is not sex ed. Not a professional. Okay, cool. So, here is the first Thermaltake P90 wall mount video that is not professional. I'm a hobbyist, mechanic by trade. That's what the Army calls me. But I love tech. I love doing this. It's a blast. So, oh my God, this motherfucker is so heavy. So we hook it. So we hook it up on the top. I don't know if I can get this to turn so y'all can see. Yeah. So that piece, let me raise this up a little bit so you can see it. See, there's hooks right there. So these hooks slide in right on top, just like that. And then right here, these are up too high. Don't mind that, that was just a foot. There you go. So now it sits flush, and then you just spiral this beast up and up and up and up and up, so that it creates just like a screw lock. So right here, you can see the screw in front of my finger, So it comes up and it hits this piece of metal here, and then down here, I wonder if I can turn that anymore. Yeah. So right there you can see the tip of my thumb, or on top of my thumbnail. That's the head of that screw. So I mean, you can get in here and you can just give a little snug, and basically you're driving the screw head into this piece of metal here. Bada bing, bada boom. But now our connections are facing our monitor and all of our equipment. So I have never used a computer upside down. I can't imagine that it's gonna be any different. There's nothing like in the system. The only thing that might change is like the AIO. I don't know how it responds to being upside down. Probably not at all. And check it out. So this is the Thermaltake Flow Ring RIING 360 by like TT Premium Edition. So in Thermaltake's infinite wisdom, they designed this case, which is beautiful, by the way, but it's too big. So this is supposed to be mounted right here. I don't know if you can. I can't talk, obviously. Jesus, Jeff. So it's supposed to be mounted right here. But when you do that, these hoses, they're not long enough to reach the processor. So when I did it originally, literally 2 months in, I burned out a brand new Corsair H100 VI or whatever. Brand, like 2 months. That was it. Because these hoses, Jesus, Mary, come on. I need to finagle it. I'm just gonna try and get it to prop for a second. Or will you lay down? No. Okay. So, these hoses should not be taut. So when this thing is upright like this and it's leaning forward, these cables, these connections are not tight. When they put the 100 in, or if it's mounted against this side like it was supposed to be, they were way too tight. So it crimped at the CPU fan right here, and ultimately, like one line, you'll notice one line will get super hot. So it's the hot coming off of being transferred out of the processor, and it's supposed to go through the radiator, get evaporated off the fans, come back in cold. Well, it was binding, so there was no there was a restriction, so there was no flow. So all like one line was super hot, and luckily it did not burn up the processor. But that's might have also been my bad, because the 100s only have 2 fans. It's the pint-sized radiator. It excludes this part here, so it's this big, and I had it on a Threadripper 12 core, 2900 or 2920. So I think it might have been too much for it, and then the hoses didn't obviously help anything at all. So the restrictions so if it was flipped right side around, I used zip ties, and I just hung it off these posts, because these posts are crazy strong. That tempered glass is beastly. So I need to take the feet off, but I'll do that after a while. And I need to do something with this graphics card so it stops trying to take off on me. I wonder if I just zip tie it to right here. And it just floats on zip ties, because the world floats on zip ties. Don't you know? If you're not using zip ties, you're not doing something right. I'm just saying. Just take my word for it. Like, zip ties save lives. That's a fact. You know where I learned that? Recovery school. The Hotel 8 in the Army when I was a wee babby. And we used zip ties. You keep zip ties on your vest, on your flick or your IBA. That way you can you can hook up chains easily, and then you're just like zip, and you do your thing and you go. And they're easy to break and they're easy to replace. So you just go non-stop, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And bada bing. So we created one loop. I'm gonna actually go one higher. The only downside of having this thing upside down is now that the ugly side is facing the door. Oh, I need to go one lower. Boom. Hashtag zip ties save lives. Also, when you're using snips, where are they at? Use the flat side, not the curved side when you snip them. That way you don't create these finger gouging bloody messes. If you don't snip them flat against the head of the zip tie, you're gonna stick your hand in there and one of them's gonna get you. And it don't feel good. Slice you deep. Just like a plastic razor blade. So look at that. Look at that. And just so y'all can see what I see. Oh no, I'm missing a grommet. Where did it go? Man down. So I am just gonna put one of these panes up here so you guys can see what I see what I know, you know. Also, this gives me a ton of extra room on my desk. Like I could have Did I mention that this really Did I mention that this really sweet wall mount comes with a 3-degree tilt feature? Holy fuck, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Check it out. I'll put it in the description below for this mounting kit because it comes with these sweet little packs, A, B, C, D, E, F. They're different size millimeter bolts. If you have the Thermaltake P90, Bravo is 6 millimeter or 6M by like 8 millimeter bolts. They're perfect size. If those don't work, you can use E, 6M by I think like 35 or 40. See how trusting I am right now of this thing laying like way the hell out, because there is this it? Yes it is. Because it comes with an Allen key also. So we can lift this beast back up. Pull it out. Get back here. And there is sliders. We are gonna tighten those bad boys up because I do not want that. I don't want that scare again. Like y'all, you're about to witness me having a heart attack in a video about how to set this thing up right. You guys are gonna be laughing your heads off. I'm some sort of clown. It's still not right, but you get the gist. Don't forget to level the PC with the tilter that just was like, ah! But it'll stop just like it did. It scared the crap out of me, but it stopped. And it still hung to the wall. And this thing is probably 25, 30, 35 pounds, give or take, especially with like the GPU, all of the other little things, the power supply, and then the body of this thing itself. So just, yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. The directions are perfect. You use studs, wood studs. It can go into concrete. It shows you how. It doesn't have concrete anchors, so you have to get those. The socket head for the wood screws, for the mounting screws, is a 13 mil. It comes with an Allen key. It comes with all the bolts. It comes with all the hardware. It comes with 2 different levels, Velcro ties for your cables, and a braided HDMI. So I think it was like 49 or 50 bucks. Like I'm I'm more impressed with that than I am with the X570 MSI motherboard, which I won't even get into that. I almost stripped a screw out because it was so tight pre-installed. But that's a whole nother story. Looking at you, MSI. So, so far so good. I'll do a follow-up to let everybody know what's going on with the AIO and how that all works out. I may unhook it and lay it down this way. That way it's horizontal and it's against these bars on the bottom. I may even try and mount it on the backside since the backside is completely open and plain. So you can see hard drive. This is what I don't know what to do about. I might stick something in there just as kind of a, don't look at this kind of thing. But I might take this and lay it flat in here. So it would be like this, and then the hoses would come out, because that'll have color on it also. These are RGB. So there you have it. It's wall mounted in all of its glory. That is the Thermaltake P90X. Fantastic case. Tons of air flow. Biggest con is if you're running hoses, they're gonna be tight because of how big this thing is, and this is supposed to mount flat against that side, and it can't. The hoses get pinched, which is ironic considering the fact that this is Thermaltake and that's Thermaltake. So I don't know. I guess they're gonna have to, maybe if they start making motherboards, they can bring the motherboard over and switch the configuration around, swap like the RAM in the processor slot or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not a developer. I'm not a designer. Not an engineer or an architect. So, anywho, if you like it, let me know. If I'm an idiot, I know. So, fucking surprise. If you're wondering why I sound like this, I'll put it in another video. Just ask. No, I don't smoke. Yeah. So, there you have it. First video, nobody else. Like, I looked at Reddit, like 2 years ago, somebody asked the same thing. Nobody said anything since then. Thermaltake shows it, but they don't provide it. Come on, Thermaltake. Like, why? Really? Really? Anyways. I've rambled enough. You get the gist. It's fairly simple. The directions are great. And I'll put them in the description this way. Yeah. If you have any questions, if you want to talk shit, let me know. So, this is Bot Jeef. Peace out.